Her own phone and her own private conversations were used so often to control her. I know for a fact that Jamie would confront Britney and say, hey, why did you text this person?
Let Britney chill!
In the new New York Times documentary, insiders are now speaking out about how closely monitored Britney actually was, with recording devices mirroring every move she made on her phone and the internet.
Her own phone and her own private conversations were used so often to control her.
In the documentary, a former employee of Black Box Security, Alex Vlasov, alleges Britney's iPhone was mirrored so they could keep tabs on her private conversations and much more.
You would be able to see all messages, all FaceTime calls, notes, browser history, photographs. They would also monitor conversations with her friends, with her mom, with her lawyer, Sam Ingham.
It's also worth noting that mirroring someone's text without the consent of both parties involved can be a violation of the law, and it's unclear if the court knew or had approved any text message monitoring. This documentary also reveals they put an audio recording device in her room.
When I took a step back and I looked at everything, it really reminded me of somebody that was in prison. And security was put in a position to be the prison guards, essentially.
This documentary also highlighted how Britney had pushed to end the conservatorship for years and had told the judge in a closed court hearing in 2019 that she felt coerced into performing and to enter the mental health facility against her will. And after her public testimony back in June, Britney has now been allowed to hire her new lawyer, Rosengart, who made a public statement about the mirroring of the text and recordings in her room. Unauthorized recordings or monitoring of Britney's communications represent an unconscionable and disgraceful violation of her privacy rights. He then went on to say that placing a listening device in Britney's bedroom would be a particularly horrifying and corroborate so much of her compelling and poignant testimony. And when it comes to the allegations of how the company Black Box was involved, a lawyer for the company came forward and said, Mr. Yemeni and Black Box Security have strict policy against discussing matters concerning their clients' operations. Mr. Yemeni and Black Box have always conducted themselves with professional, ethical and legal bounds, and they are particularly proud of their work in keeping Ms. Spears safe for many years. And in light of these recent allegations, Jamie Spears' attorney has come forward and said, Jamie loves Britney unwaveringly and wants only the best for her. All of his actions were well within the parameters and authority conferred upon him by the court. His actions were done with the knowledge and consent of Britney, her court-appointed attorney and or the court.
I just want to be a happy person.
Other things that this man came forward alleging that the company Black Box had involved themselves in with the recording devices were as follows.
Just because you're in control doesn't give you the right to treat people like property. They openly talked about monitoring her. Their reason for the monitoring was, looking for bad influence, looking for potential, illegal activity that might happen.
He goes on to explain how the mirroring of not only her texts, but her phone calls, her FaceTimes, and even her photographs and notes. And all of this was being sent directly to Jamie for him to question her whenever he felt appropriate.
You would be able to see all messages, all FaceTime calls, notes, browser history, photographs. Her own phone and her own private conversations were used so often to control her. I know for a fact that Jamie would confront Britney and say, hey, why did you text this person?
Despite all of these accusations, Jamie is firmly remaining on the stance that everything he did was within the parameters of the law and that he did it all for the benefit of Britney. However, Rosengart doesn't seem to think that's true, and I'm on his side with this one.
Britney Spears for her courage and for her strength. We pledged that after 13 years of the status quo, my firm and I would move aggressively and expeditiously to file a petition to suspend and remove James P. Spears.
So Rosengart doesn't seem to be taking any of Jamie's BS here. And Britney actually posted on her Instagram recently saying that she had actually seen the recent documentaries and that she didn't quite like how they portrayed her. This is what she had to say on Instagram. It's really crazy, guys. I watched a little bit of the last documentary and I must say, I scratched my head a couple times. I really tried to dissociate myself from the drama. Number 1, that's the past. Number 2, can the dialogue be any classier? Number 3, wow, they really used the most beautiful footage of me in the world. What can I say? The effort on their part? And then like a sarcastic face and clap. So she clearly wasn't impressed with what she saw. The Rose Project did stick, and I will tell you why. Do you think things happen for a reason or just by chance? And I will say that's one thing that a lot of the Britney Free movement still don't actually know what she's referring to when she says the Rose Project. There's a lot of theories, but no one knows for certain. The Rose Project, my Rose Project, made me a believer. The day I first posted the Rose Project, a random red rose beaded bracelet showed up at my door and I never even ordered it. Nobody in the world knew about it except for me. I will never forget that day. I have the original rose, yes, the one that kissed Madonna, and the one that has social anxiety, wearing white for the new beginnings. I'm not really sure what to make of the whole Rose Project reference she's made there, but again, she wasn't happy with this documentary and I don't think she'll ever like how she's portrayed in the press. And considering how they treated her over the years, I don't blame her at all. Everyone just salivating over every little move she made for all of those years just to portray her as the mad loony who needed to go into a mental health hospital. They can go fuck themselves. But in other Britney related news, she actually went live on Sam's Instagram in the middle of the night randomly. And one thing that did strike out for me was the fact that she said, "Can they hear you in there?" And again, it was quite like she'd never seen or understood how to use live before, which, you know, aligns with the fact that she only recently just been allowed to have an iPad, and how fans are questioning why she still hasn't only an iPhone 6 when she's like Miss Britney Spears, for God's sake. But despite the live being now deleted off Sam's Instagram, I've managed to get a clip to show you.
Live.
Yeah, look, this is how live works.
I've never done live before.
Yeah, I know. So, hey, Brett.
No, there are people are
Salon.
talking to you?
Yeah.
In there, they're talking to you?
Yeah, they can hear you.
What are they saying?
They're saying you can read
I
their
see.
messages. Hi.
I am scared of live.
Yeah, live Instagram. We have good music going on in the background. Running away. Hello. We're just chilling.
Stop it!
Love you too. They're saying they love you.
No!
Oh my God. Congratulations on your engagement. Love you. Everything's about you. Nothing's about me. Nobody's talking about me.
Very much.
So thank you very much. LOL. Yeah, no one's really saying shit. Yeah, it's still live.
Wait, that's really live.
Yeah.
So as you can see, she really couldn't quite work out what was going on, and she didn't like it. She ran away pretty quick. And I think she's just scared of being judged and all the mean comments that she gets on the daily, and her being live and raw and unedited. I'm sure there'll be many more trolls coming to light, and I don't think that's what she wants. I don't think that's what she needs, and I don't think that's what she deserves. But I know a lot of Britney fans have always wanted to see her go live, and some people question whether it's really her on all these Instagram posts because she never goes live. But I think this just proves that she just really doesn't want to and she doesn't like it. But it's really cute and funny how she was just shouting from like behind the walls or whatever. But in a second live that Sam and her went on his Instagram the other night, in the middle of the night, they were joking about how they had like this doll baby and stuff. It was really quite cute. And I think everyone is just living for the moment that she can finally have another child, since we all know that's exactly what she wants. Sam then made a post saying, "Exclusive, we had a baby. What should we name her?"
She's talented. Got that choreography down.
She's a natural like her mama.
She's a natural like you.
Oh, it's so nice to see her just smiling and happy and like knowing that her freedom is closer than it ever has been before. And I think, yeah, like I said before, we're all just living for the moment that she can finally have another kid. And just to see her joking around naturally with Sam is just really cute. But anyway, what do you guys think about all of this revelation about her being, mic'd up in her room and her phone being mirrored? All of these other heinous accusations that are now being thrown around and revealed by all these documentaries coming to light. And I think we're all just praying that good comes for Britney tomorrow. I mean, you know, it's the day we've been waiting for what, 13 years now? And I think she really deserves happiness. So if you liked the video, please leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you So